Hello and welcome. My name's Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic, and this is the weekly forecast for week commencing June 19th, 2023. I have been away for a little bit, but I'm back now, so let's get back into it. Each week I provide guidance using my deck tarot cards, the Mythic Tarot, and I'll pull a card for each day of the week and give some inspiration and guidance around what that card means for us for that day. So let's begin. As you know, it's all random, that I will pull a card and then pop it back in the deck, because you never know, it might turn back up again. So let's start. This is for Monday, June the 19th, 2023. And we have, let me hold that properly, the High Priestess. So for Monday, the High Priestess tells us that it's all about intuition. It can sometimes be a little bit murky, but we will feel that there is something happening around us energetically that is going to guide us to be more introspective or look inwards on Monday. There'll be something happening or something around us, and we'll be going, oh, I wonder what that means, I wonder what that means. And that constant wondering what that means will provide the impetus to go within. So heightened intuition and connecting to that inner part of who we are. The pros, the good part of the High Priestess being there means that we are going to connect to our intuition and begin to trust it more. The downside is that if we are not in the zone of connecting to our intuition, it's going to feel like high anxiety or existential anxiety. So back in the deck, let's have a look for the next day. So this is for Tuesday, the 20th of June 2023. Pulling a card from the deck. And here we have the World. So the World is showing up today for Tuesday. The World represents the tying up or the culmination of an event or a timeline for us. So I'm going to just quickly tune into what that means for us for Tuesday, especially after coming with Monday's intuitive card. Tuesday represents, the World card on Tuesday represents, I'm getting the word, there's a break now from what we've been going through and now what we're entering into. Of course, the World card does mean things are winding up and we're entering into a new phase, but the word I'm getting, the word that's coming through for us, is it's a break. So there is now going to be a break between what has happened up until now as to what's coming. So with the intuitive card from Monday, it means that we are going to be relying on our self-wisdom, our soul wisdom, to make it through the rest of the week, or this transition or this change. And so therefore increasing and strengthening our intuitive self, or our connection to the intuitive, is going to be really valuable and important for us for the coming week, and of course the days and weeks ahead. Let's have a look now for the next day. Back in the deck. Okay, so now we're having a look at Wednesday, the 21st of June. Happy Solstice 2023. Choosing a new card. That card's gone back into the deck. And here we have the Hierophant. So for Wednesday, following on from the World, the Hierophant tells us that we will be either seeking out, or they're going to cross our path, those that have information or guidance or teachers, those that have that can reassure us on the next level that we are actually on the right track. When I think about Monday's intuitive card and Tuesday's World card, the Hierophant coming in on Wednesday tells us that we are still students of ourselves at the moment, and so the Hierophant is coming in to reassure us that and give us confirmation of our intuitive selves. It may be a friend that crosses our path that confirms something that we know or that we understand. It could be that we might come across a teacher or a healer or somebody who can, it could be some random person, but they will come in to help us feel reassured about the information that's already with us. They are our guides and our gurus, and they are there to just guide the way, lead the way. They are there to reassure us, not to tell us what to do, but to reassure us that we are on track. So that one goes back on the deck. So now we're going to have a look at for Thursday, June the 22nd, 2023. Ace of Cups. I love it that the Ace of Cups has turned up. So of all of those things that now that the Ace of Cups has turned up, the messaging around the Ace of Cups, of course, is following our passion. I'm getting excited because the cards that have come before have been preparing us to follow our passion. In other words, we are going to understand or know what the next step is, and we're going to get excited about it. So those first three cards from the week are helping us wind up things that we need to let go of, things that we need to tie a knot on and put to one side, because our passion or how we want to live or step into the next phase is coming up. We are going to find things to be excited about. We're going to find things that we love. We're going to have a renewed love and vigour for our life, and so therefore expect Thursday to be a little bit exciting, a little bit, maybe sometimes a bit overwhelming, but I'm just getting a very excited feeling for Thursday in that it's fresh and it's new, and it provides a sense of hope and like, oh yeah, there's actually something to aim for, there's something to go for. So that Ace actually opens up a flow of creative and passionate energy to follow our dreams and our passions. Okay, back in the deck. Okay, so now we're having a look at for Friday, June the 23rd, 2023. Pull a card. Let's see what's coming. So here we have the Justice card. Now, if you've been following the daily guidance, you'll see that the last couple of days have been mostly major arcana cards, and the Justice card, of course, is another major arcana card. The Justice card, following on from the Ace of Cups, reminds us, or is going to help us structure how we're going to work with the passion or with all the thing that opens up our heart. Remember, because the Ace of Cups made me feel very excited, and it's like, oh my goodness, I just want to go and grab that and just run with it. So the Justice card is coming in the next day to help sort of moderate that sort of wanting to jump into something. It's still the passion and the love and wanting to leap into something new, and this thing to follow our heart will still be there. The Justice card is going to just bring a bit of structure around that so that we can pull in the components or recognize the components we need, so that when we do follow our passion, we are not going to just run off into a direction that will lead us to disappointment or, you know, a dead end, or just going to peter out. It's going to provide a structure or remind us that we need a structure in order for this to be sustainable. And so the Justice card is helping us to sort of work out what works and what doesn't work, and create little boundaries around things, but mostly structure. And so therefore we can see how we can put our passion into action almost immediately. And I love that. Again, this feels very conceptual still, like there's no real sort of jumping and action and doing things. This is like very much setting things up for what's to come. Okay, so that's back in the deck. Okay, so now we're having a look at Saturday, June the 24th, 2023. So let's have a look. It's back in the deck. Let's do a bit of a shuffle, a bit more of a shuffle. Let's see what's to come. I'll choose another card for Saturday. Oh. And here we have the Knight of Wands. Now, whenever the Knight of Wands turns up in a reading for me, it signifies that it's generally like it means a movement from one place to another place. In other words, you're moving house or moving locations. In this instance, the Knight of Wands has turned up in its other form, in that I talked about action yesterday. Now it's giving us the drive to take a chance. The Knight of Wands, in its purest form, is a sort of a teenagery, reckless sort of leap of I'm going to do this, not thinking about what those consequences are, not because those consequences are something to be wary of. More so, it bypasses all of those fears that want to kick in or want to pop in and say, oh, you can't do this because of this, this, and this. The Knight of Wands comes in to say, you know what? It's going to shut that down and just say, yeah, I can actually do this, and give us the impetus and the motivation and the bit of a kick that we need to get us moving. So the last 4 days have been about conceptualizing this idea or how we're moving forward. And the Knight of Wands on the Saturday, or the last 5 days, sorry, and the Knight of Wands on the Saturday is saying, okay, ready, set, let's go. Okay, so let's pop it back in the deck. Okay, so now we're ready for Sunday, June the 25th, 2023. The card is back on the deck. Let's do a bit of a shuffle. Pull a card. Oh, this is why I like to put the cards back in the deck. Look at that, the Justice card is back. She's back. So the Justice card has returned because the energy of the Justice card has not left the cycle of this week just yet. The Justice card has popped back in again to bring structure. So we needed the Knight of Wands after the Justice card to give us that impetus, or to bypass the fears, to get us moving, to give us that kickstart. Now the Justice card has moved back into play again to bring structure to the next step and following our passion. You know, the passion that we're following is around all parts of our lives, and the Justice card has come back in to create the next structure that we need. Obviously, with the Knight of Wands coming in, we needed a bit of a nudge to get out of our own headspace and to bypass those fears. And now the Justice card has come back in to continue the work that it has that it started, with giving us a nice solid structure and base to work with, so that our idea and following our passion does not collapse in on itself. It'll actually be quite strong and have good foundations. So stay tuned for the follow-up. Okay, so here's the roundup for the week, and I will I want to look at the cards as a whole. This week, starting on Monday, we have a connection, a very strong connection to our intuitive selves. It's asking us to reconnect, or to strengthen that connection, or to recognize that we have that within us, to remember that we are intuitive beings and that we have a soul, and that soul is speaking to us. It's like a little voice. It could be a feeling, mostly it's a feeling, but it could be that little niggle. So there might be some existential anxiety there, it could be some excitement, and those of you who are connected to your intuitive selves will know that it's okay. And if you're on that journey of connecting to your intuitive selves, then you might feel a little bit of existential anxiety. Just go with it, it'll be fine. And then what comes after that is the mechanisms that we need to be in the right place, to feel okay, to follow like a new passion or a new direction that's coming up for ourselves. So we have the Hierophant turning up to give us confirmation of our guidance. We have the World on Tuesday reminding us to tie up some loose ends and to remind us that there is a change coming, and to just like prepare us and get us ready for that change. We have the Justice. The Justice card has turned up on 2 days to help us structure this change and this shift. And sorry, that light is changing. I'm just going to adjust my camera. Sorry. So yes, the Justice has turned up in it, like in those 2 days, to help us structure and keep us on track. But I love the idea that the Knight of Wands has been placed in the middle of that structure just to bypass the fears and to help us. It's not even going to help us recognize those self-sabotaging thoughts. It's actually blocking them altogether. It's blocking them out and cancelling them out so that we don't even know that they're there. And so it's just, the Knight of Wands is that nudge that we need just to get going. Otherwise, we'll be overthinking it too much. And then once we've done that and we've sort of nudged ourselves past that little bit of fear, the Justice card is back in play to help us structure and move forward. And I want to reiterate that the Justice card, the structure that we need, is to help us build a strong basis, I suppose, for following our passion. We don't want to be following our passion, run out of steam, or have everything collapsing on itself. We want to make it last for a while, because otherwise we won't be listening to our intuition anymore. We'll feel disappointed, and that's not what our soul wants. That's not what Spirit wants for us. They want us to succeed and live our best lives. Anyway, that's the weekly forecast for week commencing June the 19th, 2023. And as usual, I will be posting on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday, Soul Life Coaching, a deep dive into the weekly forecast, and Friday will be Friday Healing, a healing for the week that we have just experienced and to help us. Anyway, my name is Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic. Thank you so much. With love from me. Bye. See you guys next week with love from me. Mwah.